Okay, so the good news is I have a lot of cards that fell out. So I know that this is going to be quite an important month for you. So the first card I have is the Two of Swords in the reverse position. That is going to be your crowning energy. And then I believe is the King of Swords, Justice in the reverse position. Six of Wands, which is really good. King of Cups, Two of Cups, the Seven of Wands, Judgment, and the Star. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you have the Star in the reverse again, which is also aligned with your weekly reading. I believe it's for the last week of this month. So I'm going to pull out another card to see what this refers to, okay? Because you have like a lot of, you have the victory card here, and you have like new opportunities that are coming in, like new beginnings. So I don't know why the Star would come out on in the reverse position. So let's see here. Okay. All right. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's talk about the first card. It's basically you made a decision, okay? Within the past, I feel that within the past week, I feel like you made the right choice and you went with the right person. But it's not going to feel that way coming in towards the end of this month because that person that you decided on has not been completely honest, okay? So just keep that in mind. And so let's talk about relationships first because that can be like the most problematic thing for this negative of the same things. You know, you really want a very, very stable relationship. Deep down, that's what you really want. And you want a person that you can, that will be there for you through thick and thin, that you don't have to, where you don't have to explain yourself all the time, you know, like they just get you. So you don't want to have to like do so much work. Basically, you want a stable relationship. But you had to choose between quite a few people, but I would say two significant people, and that's what I saw for the weekly reading. And you actually made a decision, okay? You feel like you have enough information. You made a decision. So coming into this month, you're basically going to deal with the consequences. And I know that has a negative connotation, but what I really mean is that you made a decision. So it's time to, you know, follow through with your decision, see how it plays out, and then make changes when necessary. That's all it is. And I do feel that if you made a decision with about, you know, between two people even, then I do sense that you might choose somebody who you have a very strong chemistry with, but they're lacking in emotional depth. That's what I'm sensing. And the energies are corroborating the same thing. So it's that you want certain things, but then when it comes to, you know, actually choosing the right person and the right things, you're going with something else, which you know is bad for you. Therefore, it's not going to pan out the way you want, okay? So it doesn't mean that it can't, but it's going to require more work from you. So you wanted to take the shortcut and you wanted to get the right person to begin with, but you're choosing them based on very shallow criteria. So then the way this plays out is they're not going to fulfill you emotionally, nor will you be in a relationship with them long term. So keep that in mind. So let's see. On the work front, though, I do feel that you're going to be very successful. Successful. I do have the victory card coming in, and with the King of Cups, this is you here. And I feel that your ability to reason and your ability to persuade other people, you're coming on top. And because of that, people are very receptive to you, and they're coming around to your way of thinking. Okay, so at the same time, I feel that you're presenting a lot of facts that might be very beneficial for your work environment. Okay, so just make sure that you're doing the things. I feel that if you were looking only for success and you're using like a very cutthroat type of method to do it, you're going to get like a favorable outcome. However, it's at the expense of isolating yourself and ruining relationships that might be beneficial for you long term, okay? So do things in an even-handed manner, and present your facts in a neutral way rather than being a little too aggressive and a little too, I guess, like bias in your presentation. Okay, so try to really see things from both sides. And I do sense here that the your ability to compromise in the work environment might be a little diminished, mainly because you see the facts and then you feel that the facts need to be presented, but you do have your own biases that are, I guess, distorting the truth. So be careful about that, because I do feel this situation will potentially come back in, and it might like chip away at your reputation a little bit down the line, okay? So that could be something to look out for as well. I have this card here is representative of you. So the success that you're able to gain from your job situation, I do feel though it is a very solitary type of achievement. So you're gaining this at the expense of somebody else. And I don't mean that in a way where you're like sabotaging other people, but I do feel that some people feel very isolated from your achievement, in that you're not congratulating the right people, you're not giving credit to the right people to get you to this place. Okay, so that could be problematic down the line. That's the only thing that I'm seeing. Don't worry about it too much. Try to make amends when you can, but I feel that this is a minor situation. It's very minor, mainly because you have like the major arcana cards that are overriding this entire situation. So I would say they really care about you, so they just want you to do well. So it's like if there's like an unintentional slight on your end, they're going to they're not going to hold a grudge against you, mainly because they know that you're forgetful. So yeah, just that's something to look out for. So try to repair relationships if there have been falling out. Another thing I would say is this new job opportunity, this newfound sense of success is going to bring a lot of abundance coming your way, okay? It might redefine the way you approach work in general, or because of this, it opens a lot more opportunities for you where you're getting a lot of visibility and you're in the limelight, which allows new job offers to come in. If you're looking to like piggyback off this one success to get that really, really well-paying job, or a very like successful type of job, you might be offered something a little less than what you feel you deserve, but at the same time, it has a lot of potential. So just go forward with new opportunities if they do present themselves like towards the end of this month. Go with new opportunities, because either way, I feel that it is very beneficial for you. So if you're thinking about jumping ship and going to pursue like a new job offer that is on the table, yeah, just go forward with it and make it, tweak it in a way that you want, and you will actually be able to get a lot of success from that. But in general, the everything that is on the work front looks very, very promising. The only thing I would say is, yeah, just be careful with just really go back and give credit where it's due, okay? I feel that this energy has not come in yet. So you do have like the first 2 weeks of the month to correct this, and really try to prop up others, because they're going to help you in the long run. For those of you who are working with like mainly predominantly like male employers, they might give you advice on how you can achieve success, and I feel that they really mean well, but their methods might be like not aligned with yours, because I do feel like it is an air energy in which they're very objective, and they don't really take into account the human aspects of these interpersonal, like especially office relationships. So be really careful about that as well. Let me see what else is coming in here. Okay, so going back to the relationships aspect, for those of you who are still single and who are still looking, I do feel that the people that you're going to meet this month are not going to be like emotionally fulfilling for you, and you're going to date, but I sense that the people around you might be like a little emotionally blocked. They might be older people too. male or female, but I feel that they're a little blocked. They might have they might be dealing with like separations or divorces, and then they're not really dateable, but they really try to get out there and they have the best intentions, but you don't feel that they're emotionally stable enough to really date again. So that's a big turnoff. And for others, they just might be like a little jaded with life and they're a little emotionally blocked, so you don't feel a very strong emotional connection with them. So, try to screen those people out. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like it's important to really identify what characteristics that you really want in a potential partner or potential like dating partner. So it's fine. Just try to screen them out. And I would advise you, if you are dealing with an air sign. For those of you dealing with an air or a water sign that might be a little bit older than yourself, on the romantic front, if you're thinking about dating these two people, I would say, they're both very good potential candidates, but they are going to be a little emotionally blocked and they might be dealing with some issues. But I would say that air sign looks more promising than the water sign. Okay, the water sign, um, you're not going to get a new outcome with the water sign, so be careful about that. Okay. And for many of you too, there might have been a court case that you've been contending with for quite some time, and it's been dragged on, and you're actually going to find a resolution to it. Many of you will find a resolution by the towards like the third and the fourth week of this month, and this court case is going to end. The only thing I would say is it's going to like everything is going to be set in stone. A decision has already been decided and it's not going to be completely ruled in your favor. However, it's because of the decision, it's going to be allow you to sever a very significant relationship and a very significant like person from your life for good, so that you can just move on past it once and for all for yourself. Okay, so I know it doesn't, just because it doesn't end well, just doesn't mean that, it's not, um, you have nothing to learn from it. I feel that you do, and if anything, it's irreversible. So that person that you've been contending with, or, groups, or whoever is involved in that legal issue, it's going to allow you to find a resolution once and for all, to put your mind at ease, and to stop, having to deal with this in the future. What I do sense here is a lot of you might be thinking about getting success in this court case, but I feel that what is actually coming out to be is it might be a success in terms of monetary gain from this legal dispute. However, it is getting dragged out, and I feel that the verdict is announced prematurely, but the reality of it is not going to pan out the way that you had hoped. Okay, so it's going to signal once and for all that relationship has already run its course, and there's not much you can do to recover from that situation and to repair that relationship. So I would say, move on with it. I do have, let me see here. Okay, so for those of you who are in stable relationships, like partnerships, long-term partnerships, and especially marriages, um, I do feel that you are going to feel very left out in the cold and very isolated from the partner, okay? There might be relationship problems. I don't feel that, it's right to say that there's another person in the relationship or anything like that. But try to work things out. I just don't feel it's going to happen within this month. If you must work things out, wait until the end of this month, mainly because we are in the sign of Aries from the 1st to the 21st. And in a fire sign, it's a different opposite element from yours. You're a water sign. So anything you try to implement is not going to bear fruit until after the 21st, because I do see a new beginning, okay? A new beginning and a new revival. However, all of these things are coming up after the new beginning, so which indicates to me that the relationship problems are not going to be resolved. However, it's really important for you to fix these things when they pop up, because I feel that you've been neglecting them for quite some time. So really try to get to the root of the matter so that you're not bringing like emotional baggage from the past into your present situation. And a lot of you too might have like wondered very early on through this month about how you can really fix it, and you feel that either way you feel very blocked. You feel that you don't know where to go with this. This could be all types of internet personal relationship. You feel very blocked. You feel that the right thing to do is not going to give you a favorable outcome, and it might not be fair to another person. So then you were like hesitating, and you've waited a little too long, so the situation gets dragged out, and either way you end up with a situation where no one is happy. Okay, so really try to get to the root of the problem, especially when they start to surface. So don't neglect them. Don't sweep them under the rug, because I feel that you do have a tendency to do that. So try to get to the heart of the matter. Again, I would definitely say this is coming in as well. A lot of you might have made decisions about, who you want to date and how you want to proceed, and then you're going to quickly realize by the third and fourth weeks in this month, that the person that you chose to move forward with is not entirely they did not provide you with an honest representation of themselves when you first started dating. So you're kind of regretting a lot of the things that you've done, and you're regretting that you made a decision between two people, and you feel that you made the wrong choice. Okay, like I said, the situation itself is definitely fixable. Just find out what you're willing to settle for. I don't feel that it's a bad person. I don't feel that you settle with a bad person. But you might settle with somebody who is quite incompatible with you. So if that's the situation, you know what you have to do to get out of it, and try not to sweep it under the rug. If it's not working out, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with breaking things off, and it doesn't mean that the other person is bad or you're a bad person or anything like that. It's just people are just not compatible with one another. And I feel very strongly a lot of you might have decided between an air sign and a water sign. So either way you went, it feels like you're not getting enough emotional fulfillment out of this relationship, or there is an innate sense of incompatibility here that you have to fix. Okay, so yeah, just try to fix that. Okay, so I will be back next week with your weekly reading. And I don't feel this is a bad situation. It's just a week to focus more on work and, leave relationships alone for a while, because I do feel that things can be resolved. Things can be resolved. It just requires a little more time that you might not have right now, because it does seem like a busy month. But in general, I feel like, don't beat yourself up about making wrong decisions, especially when it comes to relationships, because we live and learn. And if anything, this is going to be a lesson for you not to be so passive in the future, okay? So, yeah, don't take it in stride. I don't feel it's going to be a bad month.